Even better. Okay. I want you to all close your eyes for a moment. To borrow a phrase from John Lennon, try to imagine a world in which people everywhere are at peace. Imagine they are healthy, able to access the care they need, and imagine that care is based on science. Imagine they are actively engaged in their communities and value family and friends. Imagine there is global leadership that cares about you, no matter what you look like, where you came from, or whom you love. Now imagine a man who has spent his life trying to make that happen. A man who fights every day for our collective well-being. A husband, father, grandfather, a leader, a humanitarian, a friend. Please open your eyes and welcome Richard Carmona.
Thank you all, and Nancy, thank you for the nice introduction. I'm sorry I wasn't able to make it. Mother Nature prevented that, but my heart's there with all of you. And good morning. I want to begin by acknowledging the moment we are living in today. This is a time of extraordinary scientific advancement and unprecedented global connection. And yet it is also a time of deep division, eroding trust, and growing uncertainty. We are more informed than ever, but often less aligned, more connected, but frequently less united. History tells us that moments like this are not new. During the Vietnam era, the world felt fractured in ways that were deeply personal and painfully visible. In those moments, culture, especially music, became a shared moral language. Songs like What the World Needs Now, What's Going On, and Imagine did not pretend the world was perfect. They acknowledged pain, confusion, and conflict, while still insisting that unity, compassion, and hope mattered. These songs asked us not to deny reality, but to rise above our divisions. We are living in a similar moment today. In the military, standing the watch means accepting responsibility for others, often in silence, so they can rest, heal, and carry on. That idea extends far beyond the battlefield. Throughout my life, I have stood the watch in many roles. As a U.S. Army Special Forces soldier in combat, as a highly decorated police officer, detective, and a SWAT team leader, and as a trauma surgeon in emergency rooms, and as a public health leader during national and global crises, and as the Surgeon General of the United States. Standing the watch means accepting responsibility for others, often anonymously, often without recognition, because the mission demands it. Today, the watch we are standing is global. The challenges we face, pandemics, climate stress, mental health crises, chronic disease, misinformation, and widening inequities do not respect borders. They demand leadership that is collaborative, credible, and trusted. Wellness in this context is not a luxury. It is a prerequisite for stability, prosperity, and peace. The Global Wellness Institute continues to rigorously define and measure the global wellness economy, which today stands at nearly $7 trillion and is projected to grow to almost $10 trillion by 2029. If wellness were a country, it would already be one of the largest economies on earth. But this is not simply an economic story. It is a story about prevention instead of reaction, resilience instead of fragility, and long-term value instead of short-term gain. The importance of the Global Wellness Institute is that it brings credibility, rigor, and trust to a space often dominated by aspiration rather than evidence. Global Wellness Institute does the research. It defines the contours. It separates evidence from hype. That matters to governments, investors, communities, and global media. In a world increasingly divided by ideology, geography, and mistrust, the Global Wellness Institute and the Global Wellness Summit have earned something rare: global trust. For 2 decades, the Global Wellness Institute and Global Wellness Summit have convened leaders from over 100 countries across public and private sectors, cultures, and belief systems, and economies at vastly different stages of development. This happens because GWI and GWS are nonpartisan, evidence-informed, culturally competent, and grounded in a shared value proposition, creating a world free of preventable disease, which is truly a well world. This is ethical soft power, not coercion, not ideology, but influence built on trust, data, and shared purpose. In military terms, this is often described as winning hearts and minds. In civic life, it is simply leadership done right. One regret I had as Surgeon General of the United States is that the Global Wellness Institute and the Global Wellness Summit did not exist then. Had they existed, they would have been invaluable partners and global force multipliers for good, helping translate science into action, align diverse stakeholders, and build trust across borders at moments when it was desperately needed. I say that not as nostalgia, but as gratitude, because they exist now and because they are doing the work that the world urgently needs. So what does the world need now? It needs science guided by humanity, economics informed by equity, innovation grounded in prevention, and selfless leadership rooted in service. It needs institutions that can convene rather than divide, inform rather than inflame, and unite rather than polarize. At the Global Wellness Institute and the Global Wellness Summit, we are global ambassadors. We are global wellness ambassadors, projecting nonpartisan soft power for good. Exactly what the world needs now. We live on a planet of more than 8 billion people. Despite our differences, we share far more in common than that which we allow to divide us. A desire for health, a desire for dignity, a desire for opportunity, and a future worth passing on. Standing to watch for global wellness means recognizing that truth and acting on it. Over 2 decades, the Global Wellness Institute and the Global Wellness Summit have shown that it is possible to align economics, science, culture, and compassion around a shared mission. In a divided world searching for trust, unity, and well-being, we, the Global Wellness Institute and Summit, have demonstrated that we are just what the world needs now. On this difficult but essential global journey of creating a world free of preventable disease, a well world, I am proud to be standing the watch, that is the wellness watch, with all of you. Thank you very much.
I just love that man.